सद्विचारों का प्रसार,
रेडियो दिव्य ज्योति,
जागृति का दिव्य नाद,
रेडियो दिव्य ज्योति,
सद्विचारों का प्रसार, जागृति का दिव्य नाद।
ओम तन रेडियो दिव्य ज्योति।
The divine sound of awakening.
Let me share with you a very interesting tale from the Sufi tradition. Once, Nasruddin was sitting in the center of a Middle Eastern marketplace, crying his eyes out. A platter of peppercorns was spilled on the ground before him. One by one, he was picking up those peppercorns and popping them into his mouth and then chewing them deliberately, at the same time wailing uncontrollably. People gathered around this extraordinary sight were wondering about this strange act of Nasruddin. But they didn't really question him. After some time, one of Nasruddin's friends, who was crossing that marketplace, seeing his strange act, stopped right there and questioned him. "What's wrong, Nasruddin? What are you doing? What's the matter with you?" Nasruddin looked up to his friend with tears streaming down his eyes and said, "Oh dear, nothing much. Out of these peppercorns, I am just looking for a sweet one." Now you must be thinking that Nasruddin is a fool, as we all know he will never find a sweet peppercorn. They are chilly in taste, and chewing them will only bring tears in his eyes. Then why was he doing that? He was actually modeling our lives, and through his act was giving out a very conventional spiritual teaching. Those peppercorns represent our desires. Even though we know that they bring us pain, we fail to convince ourselves to loosen our grip over them. Despite the anguish and tears those peppercorns were bringing, Nasruddin continued chewing them unperturbed. He was so stuck in the vicious circle of finding a sweet one that he didn't mind wasting his time and energy in this painful, futile effort. So is the case with us, brothers and sisters. The compelling nature of desires bind us to the wheel of suffering. A psychiatrist once wrote in his article that every day he comes across such clients whose stories resemble Nasruddin's. Over and over again, they engage in behaviors that from any rational standpoint they should abandon, but they are unable to. Even if they want to, then also they fail to do so. We might have also felt this at various times in our life, when we sit back and think, why I did that? I never wanted to do it, but something dragged me into it. I knew what was right, but still something pushed me by force to do that I knew was wrong. Intellectually, everyone understands what is right, but when it comes to action, they often get tempted to do what is wrong. For example, if an honest businessman carrying out his duties in a righteous way finds a dishonest businessman flourishing and prospering, he often gets tempted to do wrong, or something inside him drags him to follow the wrong means that will make him equally flourishing and prospering. While treading the path of devotion, a sadhak relishes the divine nectar by diving within the higher realms of the spiritual world. However, many a times, even he finds himself entangled in the cobwebs of sensations and thoughts. Although he wants to stay in that blissful state offered by spirituality, yet sometimes he feels dragged towards the mire of somatic experiences. This paradoxical behavior, brothers and sisters, of an individual acts as a deep, wide chasm between one's ideologies and actions. There is always a tug of war between our higher aspirations and the animal instincts in us. Consequently, it prevents us from leading an ideal life, a peaceful life, a life full of divine joy and bliss. Why does this happen? This moot question bothers each one of us aspiring for higher life. A similar question was posed to Lord Shri Krishna by the mighty warrior Arjun in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Arjun said, "Atha kena prayoktayam papam charati purushaha anichanapi varshanai baladiv niyojitaha." O Varshanai, by what is man impelled? even against his will, to commit sin, compelled, it seems, by force. Here Arjuna is asking, what actually compels a man to act against his will? Although he knows what is right, but still he compromises. At the time of action, he doesn't hesitate in doing wrong. It is only afterwards that he regrets his acts. Lord Krishna, giving the reason behind this paradoxical behavior of humans, says, Avritam jnanametain jnanino nityavairina kamarupaina kantaya dushpurena nilenacha. O son of Kunti, the constant enemy of wise men is the unappeasable flame of desire, by which wisdom is concealed. Our scriptures elucidates that the darkest of all the negative tendencies in our human race is desires, which completely paralyzes our thinking faculties, leaving us with no other choice but to satiate them at any cost. Deluding our sense organs, mind and intellect, they plunge us into the dark dungeons of ignorance. So what is the way out? How we can prevent ourselves from getting entangled in this vicious circle of desires? In one of his divine plays, Lord Krishna dived into the holy Yamuna river to fight the venomous Kaliya, a multi-hood snake. Kaliya was rigid. In spite of the hard blows and warnings from the Lord himself, he refused to give up. He again and again raised his hoods. But when Lord Krishna repeatedly kicked and crushed his hoods, he finally surrendered at his lotus feet. Then Lord Krishna performed the famous dance of victory on its very hoods. Similarly, brothers and sisters, to subdue these desires which live inside the river of our mind, we need to dive deep within. Through the divine science of Brahmagyan, crossing the realms of our mind, once we reach the depths of meditation, there we get empowered to crush the hoods of these desires forever. Then we are able to perform the dance of victory over them. That is, we are able to live a successful life, a higher life, with these desires being subservient to us.
Radio Divya Jyoti